Imagine you're walking past a completely normal place, and suddenly, reality seems to shatter. Trees whose colors look as if they've fallen out of a dream, trunks that appear painted, blossoms that replace the sky, shapes that seem hardly believable. Why does nature create such masterpieces, only to let them disappear a few weeks later? Are these trees merely beautiful, or do they carry a deeper meaning within them? Some of them have seen generations come and go, others transform their surroundings into an unforgettable spectacle every year. And the first tree on this list proves that beauty is sometimes so overwhelming that it brings entire places to a standstill for a moment. Top 1. The Jacaranda Tree. There are trees you see, and there are trees you experience. The jacaranda tree belongs to the second category. The moment its blossoms appear, the world around it changes. Streets lose their usual harshness, squares suddenly feel soft and quiet, as if someone has placed a filter of color and memory over everything. The deep violet of its blossoms is so intense that it almost seems unreal, as if the sky itself has fallen and gotten caught in its crown. But the truly unsettling thing isn't the color, but its transience. For only a few weeks, the jacaranda unfolds its full power before the blossoms slowly fall to the ground, forming a soft carpet that people walk over without saying a word. In these moments, time becomes palpable. The jacaranda tree reminds us not only of beauty, but of passing, of return and loss at the same time. It forces you to stop, look, and understand that some moments are so powerful precisely because they don't last. Anyone who has experienced it in full bloom once carries that image with them forever. Top 2. The Cherry Blossom. Cherry blossoms are not a tree. They are a warning from nature. A reminder that the most beautiful things always exist for the shortest time. When the first blossoms open, the whole atmosphere seems to change its breath. The light becomes softer, the colors subdue, and the air carries such a fragile feeling that people are afraid to touch it. But that beauty doesn't come to stay. In just a few short days, the petals begin to fall, silently and uncontrollably. There's no climax, no clear ending, just a slow disappearance. People gather under these canopies not to celebrate, but to witness a moment dying before their eyes. Every falling petal is a reminder that time stops for no one. Cherry blossoms don't teach people how to hope, but how to accept. Anyone who understands the beauty of this moment also understands that nothing is more precious than what is about to disappear. Top 3. The Flame Tree. The flame tree doesn't look like a part of the landscape. It looks like an event. The moment its blossoms appear, everything else loses its significance. The crown practically explodes in red and orange tones, so intense that from a distance it looks like frozen fire. No gentle transition, no restraint. This tree announces its presence with force. The blossoms cover the branches so completely that the green behind them disappears, as if nature itself were burning. But the closer you get, the clearer the precision of this chaos becomes. Every blossom sits exactly where it's meant to be, each color amplifying the next. Under this tree, the perception of space and time changes. Shadows deepen, light becomes harsher, and the heat almost seems visible. The flame tree doesn't stand for calm or transience, but for pure intensity. It's a brief burst of life in its loudest form. When its bloom ends, there's no gentle farewell, but the feeling of having witnessed something that cannot be repeated. It reminds us that beauty isn't always quiet. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Top 4. The Rainbow Eucalyptus. The rainbow eucalyptus is proof that nature knows no rules, only possibilities. Just one look at its trunk is enough to make you doubt your own perception. Colors flow over each other. Green transitions into blue. Orange disappears into violet, as if someone had painted the trunk with living color. But none of it is an illusion. These colors emerge because the bark peels off in layers, always revealing new hues underneath. The tree constantly changes day by day, never looking the same. Depending on the light, moisture, and age, it looks different every time, almost as if it's breathing. While other trees impress with their blossoms, this one draws all attention simply with its skin. Near it, you lose all sense of normalcy. It stands still, yet its surface tells of movement, time, and change. The rainbow eucalyptus forces the observer to stop and wonder how something so improbable can exist. It's not a decorative wonder, but a silent assault on what we believe is possible. Top 5. The Golden Tree. The golden tree appears precisely when everything else seems powerless. While the surroundings lie dry, pale, and still, its crown suddenly explodes in a yellow so intense that it's almost blinding. It's not a gentle blooming, but a radical break from monotony. The branches bear no leaves, only light. Entire areas seem to glow, as if the sun decided to linger in a single spot. This tree doesn't bloom for long, but in that short time it draws all attention to itself. Its sight feels like a promise that even after periods of emptiness, something unexpected can emerge. People stop, not because they have to, but because it's impossible to keep going. The golden tree completely changes the perception of its surroundings. Where dryness once reigned, hope suddenly arises. Its blossoms fall quickly, almost as if they're extinguishing themselves, but the image remains. It shows that beauty sometimes doesn't grow quietly but appears eruptively. Short, intense, and so powerful that it imprints itself indelibly on the memory. Top 6. The 1,000-year-old oak tree. The 1,000-year-old oak tree isn't an ordinary tree. It's time in physical form. While everything around it comes and goes, it stands, unmoving and unwavering. Its massive branches spread out like heavy arms that have seen centuries without uttering a word. Every crack in its bark tells of storms, droughts, and silent years long forgotten. Under its crown, time feels different. Minutes seem slower, thoughts heavier. This tree doesn't demand anyone's attention, but anyone standing beneath it inevitably feels its presence. It's not a symbol of beauty in the classical sense, but of constancy. While other trees impress with colors or blossoms, the oak impresses with its mere existence. It reminds us that true greatness isn't loud. It arises through patience, through resistance, and through the silent endurance of everything that passes. The 1,000-year-old oak tree isn't at the center of the world, but it outlives it. Top 7. The silver birch. The silver birch appears delicate, almost fragile at first glance, but this impression is misleading. Its light trunk glows even in diffused light and stands out clearly from its surroundings, as if deliberately breaking through the darkness. The smooth, almost porcelain-like bark reflects calm and clarity, while its fine leaves seem to whisper at the slightest movement. This apparent lightness conceals astonishing resilience. The silver birch grows where other trees give up, adapting quietly without losing its elegance. It stands for new beginnings, for light after long periods of darkness. Near it, the surroundings seem more open, friendlier, almost purified. The birch doesn't dominate, it accompanies. It reminds us that strength isn't always in mass or size, but sometimes in grace and adaptability. Precisely through its restraint, it leaves a lasting impression. These 7 trees show that nature not only creates life, but feelings, memories, and moments that last. Each of them tells its own story of transience, strength, and change. If these extraordinary trees have fascinated you, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel to not miss any more unique nature stories.